Hi, everybody. I'm Hayley.
Sorry, hold on. And I'm Kayli.
And today we're talking about nonsense.
Always.
Funny stories, what we've been watching. Damn, hurry up.
I'm sorry. I realized it was a little too short.
Get situated.
This has been a long night. Oh, goodness.
Has been a long night. You know how it is to be in the studio.
Yes, but today we're just going to be talking about the past month.
Yes.
Let's chit chat about it.
Let's chat shit.
Never mind. Cancel the show.
You know, I'm getting like tired, delusional.
Are you getting there?
Feeling a little delulu.
Ooh,
that's what they call it on TikTok.
Oh, she's a Gen Zer.
Like, yes, I am.
What was your month like? What was June like for you, Hayley? What'd you do?
Stressy. I went to Florida, which was nice.
Ooh.
Beach. Didn't get as tan as I wanted, but I did wear a lot of sunscreen. I'm trying not to fry my skin.
Why?
Too bad. You know, because we get older.
Life is short. Fry the skin off.
Okay.
Put it on the bobby.
You will shorten that life. But yeah. But it was nice. Florida, just been working. You know, we just had a little 4-day weekend for July. Mm-hmm. It's been nice. But I do need to now clean my house.
Yeah.
That's my life. It's pretty boring.
Oof. Yikes.
What about you? So
June was fine. You know, it started off strong. Went to the Pride Parade with my friend.
Ooh.
Pride. We made it on the local news.
I thought it was just... Was it you two? I didn't see you.
I was in there.
I thought you said you made it on the local news.
Yeah, I was in there.
You made it? I didn't see you in the video.
I was in the... Now I gotta show...
Yeah, you gotta show it.
I'm not gonna put it in the video. Clip. I'm not gonna put it on the video because I don't need people to figure out where we live. But, you know.
You're right.
There I am, right next to her.
Not me completely missing. I'm so sorry.
How did you miss me?
Alasia was she was just so...
Honestly, she did steal the show. She,
Yeah, she was...
She did the damn thing.
And y'all were kind of in the shade a little bit. Like, I felt like the sun was on them and y'all was in the shadows.
It's true. Sorry. It wasn't about us.
But, it's not about you on Pride Parade.
No, you're right.
You better be in the shadows for Pride Parade.
As a good ally I am. Be in the shadows.
Me and my coworker, all our thing is for Pride Month because my coworker is a part of the community. Mm-hmm. And so anytime we say anything, we always go, Happy Pride.
So, like, give us an example.
Like, he'd be like, oh my God, that's so big. Happy Pride.
Canceled.
Yes.
Pride is over now because of you.
It's so funny. So it's Happy Pride. And then if something that we don't like, we Unhappy Pride.
I like that.
So, but it's only for 1 month. So
it's over now.
We're back next
July.
Year.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite months.
But I got a lot of free stuff like this. Oh. I don't rep Walmart, but you know, I rep free shit in tie-dye.
Wi-Fi? What is that?
Not Wi-Fi. It's Walmart.
It looks like it's supposed to be because they usually do those tie-dyes with like smiley faces. I thought it was like a warped. I don't know what I thought that was.
It was a good time. It was hot, but if there's anything I love, it's yelling. I love to yell. I love being loud.
Okay,
and that's what I did. And I got free stuff.
I like that. I love that for you.
But speaking of apartments, we're thinking about moving. Mm-hmm. And so we've been touring apartments. Now, I need your opinion.
Yes.
Because this man made me feel like I was a boomer for caring.
Oh.
Anyways, so we were going to apartments. And they're like, oh, do you have like an appointment with us? And we're like, no. They're like, okay, well, if you just scan the QR code, you could follow the directions and it'll do a self-guided tour. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I did it, and it made me download a fucking app, which is already ridiculous. And the app was like, oh, can you scan in your ID? And I was like, my ID, bitch, this is doing too much. So I had to scan in my ID. Mm-hmm. The next thing I had to do was put in my fucking credit card number.
Oh,
weird, right? And so I was
for
like,
a tour?
That's what I don't even live there.
The deposit.
Right.
Put that down.
Check.
What they say it was for?
I ended up talking to the people there, and they're like, oh, well, because you're getting a key, and so like if you lose the key, then it's going to charge you $150. So as long as you don't... Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No, come with me.
Right.
You give me the tour. You're making me go on the tour. And if I lose the key that you got when you really should be installing a code, if you're going to have a model home at an apartment, you need to get that little... The smart lock.
Yeah. Which they did have.
No, they're just
but
hoping.
I need the key to
they're
go
like, don't lose it.
Else. And like, Right. And then it was like on the app, it was like a whole, when you go to the museum and like you listen to the headphones and it tells you about the art. That's what it was like. You want me to put headphones on so I can listen to what the words are saying about the fucking gym. I was like, girl, we're doing too much.
They're so lazy. Get up and give me a tour.
That's what I was saying. Because they're like, oh, sorry, we have appointments. All 3 of them were sitting there doing nothing.
No. Oh, so they're saying they couldn't give you a tour because they had an apartment. I'm sorry.
I was annoyed, but honestly, the apartments were kind of nice. So now I'm kind of torn.
It sounds nice. I said they had a whole tour with a video, but they still have keys. Much. I'm sorry.
But anyways, I just wanted to know if I was like in the wrong for being concerned about my credit card.
I probably walked out. Oh,
right. It was really excessive.
Like you're testing me.
Yeah.
You're gonna charge me $150 for tour. You're making me go on by myself so I don't lose the key when y'all should have made it to where there's no key involved at all.
It's true.
Y'all can
I was annoyed.
see later.
And like they kind of like, I don't know if they laughed at me. I'm assuming that they did, but maybe I should assume differently. But he like walked into the room where everybody was at and they like all started giggling because I was like, hey, like, do y'all need my credit card number? And they're like, oh yeah. And then he explained it and then he walked off and started laughing. So I don't know if it was at me or something else.
I feel like they probably get that every time. So they're like, yeah, so it probably wasn't just you. Because I guarantee you most people that touring, if they put their credit card in, I'm going to literally say no.
Why?
I can tell you're going to nickel and dime me already.
You have my ID, which has my address and my full name on there. And now you have my credit card information. What are you going to do?
You live there. I said, and you're signed up.
Right, exactly.
Thank you. We have all your information, man. Thank you.
You didn't read the terms of
No, you've applied.
Damn.
You tour, you apply.
For real.
No.
So
I'm so sick.
Stressful.
I'm so sick of apartments. It's just like nickel and diming you for every single thing. Literally, I looked at my bill. My rent is like $115 something. After all the fees, it's over $1,600. It's almost $1,700. When I tell you, there was a utility processing fee.
That's the part that makes no sense.
What is that?
Yeah.
My sewage was like $20 something.
Yeah.
Water was like $24. I thought water was like $4.
Girl, it's ugly.
And then they charged me an amenity fee. A lot of apartments now have amenity fees.
Yeah.
I said, baby, that's why I pay rent.
What
it should include amenities. This is not an HOA.
No.
I don't have to. Why am I paying additional? But I remember when I was apartment hunting, everybody had amenity fees. Fee. The only fee I accept is the pet fee that I have because I have a cat. I get that.
Nope, I don't.
And I was like, why do I have all these fees? And $20 valet.
Trash.
Girl, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm paying like $150 extra in fees
for nothing.
I don't think I will return here after my contract is like up. Like I'm
then,
no.
You know what I've seen too is that they'll have like a big garage, like unassigned parking would cost money. In a garage.
Wow. Oh, they do?
A monthly. I've never seen that before.
My last apartment's charged me $15 a month extra.
Just to park. There was one that was like $35 per month per car. And I was like.
And that was just general parking?
Yes.
I might as well go to Dallas and park in Dallas every night.
Yeah. What am I doing?
$35? No.
This is ridiculous. I'm really.
Everything. I'm like, the whole part of an apartment is that this stuff is included.
Right.
I pay a flat fee minus give or take, a couple stuff. It should be included. There's no reason why my almost $1,700 that covers so much, and I'm so sick of it, and I'm trying to figure out what we can do about it. I feel like we need to start standing up for ourselves.
The establishments.
We do, because I'm just like, what are we doing here? It's making me so mad, and the prices are just getting higher.
I know, and they're not going to.
My pay's not getting higher.
Nope.
These prices are getting higher. I'm like, after a while, you have to start living with somebody because how are you supposed to pay for an apartment? That's expensive.
Do anything else
and pay for an apartment where I feel safe and comfortable.
Right.
Because I do want to live not like super, super fancy nice, but I do have a certain level of comfortableness with certain apartments over others. I can find an apartment for $800 a month, but I've been to those. And I was like, I don't really feel safe here. I want to feel safe. So then I have to pay a little bit more money to where I feel like secure. I like the apartments where the door is on the inside. Me especially too. It's like a single person. Yeah. So that's what I like personally. Yeah, and those are way more expensive. It's like I call it hotel style. But
it's been very discouraging because then it makes me feel bad. But like one of the reasons why I don't really love this place is because, well, I don't know. We just get a lot of stuff in here. There's always like some kind of bugs. Like today we found a brown spider, and I'm like, was it a dead like brown recluse or whatever they're called? But it's just. But the other day, this is another highlight of my month. My cats, I have 3 of them, and they're very good at like keeping track of things. That's how I know if there's something amiss. There's either bugs or whatever. And in our office, that's where like their litter boxes are, so they're kind of in there most of the time. And I noticed that my older cat was just kind of staring at stuff, and I was like, weird, there's something in here. I don't know what it is. I didn't want to look, but I ended up hearing like a noise later on, and one of my other cats was like kind of digging at a wall. We moved like I have like my records in this box. I moved it. It was a fucking frog in my
Like a thick frog?
like
Was
a
it
toe,
dead?
bitch. No, it was alive. It was hippity hopping around.
Oh.
It was kicking, bro. That mug was huge. I'll have to show you the video because I'll put it in here. And I'm confused because that window that is in our office doesn't open. And we only have this front door, so I don't know how it hippity hopped all the way over there.
What if it came up through the toilet?
They come through the toilet?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
They like water. They climb up the
They're
tube.
amphibians.
So every time you go to the bathroom, just do a little froggy check.
Not a froggy check. Let me show you this video.
Oh, it's big.
I can't, bro.
That bitch is huge.
No, you meant frog. I thought you meant like one of the little cute little tree
No.
frog.
Look at that. It's huge.
Tristan, do
I
something.
might be able to do it.
You don't have to watch the whole thing.
Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way.
This is a concern on your face.
I'm so disgusted.
But yeah, that bitch is huge.
Oh, the leg. It's like you got him in the leg.
Oh my god.
Tristan is not doing a good job at all.
he
He's
was-
making me mad.
He was scared, bro.
Same.
Just it like you hear it like scratching on the cup.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
The skin is just.
Nice. But yeah, that
Anyway.
bitch was huge.
So he
And that
just
was like
covered
another
the cup
strike
and
against this.
threw it outside.
Yeah. That's another strike
Y'all
against
have
this apartment, bro.
streams here, ponds here.
Girl, I don't know where it came from.
What is
We've
here?
seen frogs like around, like outside,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm just concerned about how it even got in. Because even if it got through the window, how? That bitch was big. I don't know.
Mm.
So it was great. You know, love it here. Love being
Interesting.
tested on my, on my fears.
Well,
Ugh,
nature.
thumbs up. We love it. But yeah, that's basically all that's been going on. You know, pride, apartments, frogs.
Love that.
It was great. But I guess we could talk a little bit more about the things we've been watching.
The things we've been watching.
Well, first talk about the one movie that we were going to do a video on and end up not doing a video on.
Yes.
The Blackening.
Blackening.
The Blackening. It's a comedy. It's about black people in a horror
scary movie.
and trying to defeat the stereotypes of that. But what did you think of that movie overall?
Overall, I thought it was okay. I wanted it to, I don't know, I just want it to be a little bit funnier. I feel like it was a lot of
Yeah.
jokes that we've kind of heard before when it's something that has to do with this. I mean, I don't know. Has there been like a scary movie just full of a black cast before?
I think there's been a few.
There's like, I know there's some, I just
those-
can't think of the names right now.
I think there's like a spoof on like Paranormal Activity where it was
Yes.
like, I think that's the Wayans brothers too.
I
But
was going to say, I thought that they were
they're,
in it as
you
well.
know, they're always in those kinds of movies.
Yes, the comedies. But I don't know. I just feel like it was okay. And I literally knew who the bad guy was going to be.
Yeah,
Like
we knew as soon
I
as he
literally
came
leaned
on
over. I was
screen.
like, it's him. He's the bad guy. But I don't know if they did that on purpose just to kind of make it more obvious because it didn't seem like they're trying to hide it too well. But I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I did too. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it dragged in some places. Like it was an hour and a half. And I was like, damn, when is this movie
feel really long.
over?
Yeah.
It was a little long, but the jokes were pretty funny. Like they were kind of like darker humor. Like there was one girl who's biracial and she has a white dad. And she's like, every time he gets angry, I'm like, oh no, here it comes. Suicide or homicide, whatever. I was like, oh no.
Like we're going
So
here.
it was very dark humor for sure, which I thought was pretty funny. But I think it was a fun movie. I would give it I think I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. I think it was entertaining for what it was.
I give it like 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, it was just kind of predictable, but
That's what it
There's
was.
the
It was
jokes in
predictable.
there
We
and-
knew who the bad guy was. I did think it was funny whenever they were like talking to each other without like talking. And then the bad guy was like, the two dudes were talking to each other, and then the bad guy's like, yeah, I heard everything y'all just said, blah, 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 blah. I thought that part was pretty funny. There's like moments I thought took me off guard a little bit that were pretty good. But yeah, I would recommend. Why not? Go see it at the Dollar Theater. At the Dollar Theater.
Dollar Theater, is it already there?
I don't know if they have it. Do they even have Dollar Theaters anymore?
I don't think so. The only one I know got shut down.
Yeah, it is still there, abandoned.
And
they're selling homes next to it, like really expensive homes next to a fucking abandoned movie theater.
Of course, for $1 million.
Why not? It's a beautiful view.
Somebody's gonna buy it. Right there with those apartment prices.
Right. But yes, that was fine. Another movie that you watched?
I finally saw The Missing movie.
Oh, me too.
I liked it.
Me too.
It was good. They did their thing. I enjoyed the perspective. I thought that was cool. Like everything was just everything was through the technology.
It's by the same people who made Searching, which was like in the very beginning when she was watching that Netflix show where it was like the dad and he had like the thing. She had like fallen off like a cliff or something. It was about his missing daughter and he was trying to find his missing daughter.
Why do I vaguely remember that? Okay,
Yeah.
yes. So
It's by the
this
same
is
people.
kind of the same thing. So I did like it. I thought that they did really well when she was like typing. I feel like she was actually texting like a teenage girl would.
I agree.
I was like, okay, it's not cringe. Like, oh, TTY out. Like, just stuff people don't use.
Bring that back. BRB?
No. She was like, okay, LOL. Like, it was just very like her and her friends. So I thought it was very good. I thought the acting was really well done. The twist, girl, the twist. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Because we do that here. When they said that's not her mother,
I already knew.
I was shook.
I already knew. You want to know why? Because I didn't see that bitch's face not a one time.
I did not pick up on that.
As soon as she was like, oh, my phone stopped working, so I have to text you through here. I was like, that's not her. And then as soon as they sent the picture, and it was just, I was like, that's not your mom. They found another black lady and said, just cosplay as her mom.
No, well, yeah, because at first I was like, oh my God, he's cheating.
Yeah, I
And then
assumed
it
that he
was
was
just an
cheating on her.
actress.
I
was
thought
like,
he was cheating on her with her friend because the friend made a weird comment talking about, oh, he's been working out. I was like, girl, not you
She
talking
did
about
say
your friend's man.
Well, maybe they're close.
Oof, if you talked about that with my kid, about my man, that's weird. We wouldn't be friends. But I did not get the final twist that the husband was alive and trying to.
He was just in prison the whole time.
Yeah.
I was just surprised that the police didn't immediately look into her ex-husband who was put in prison for domestic violence.
Yeah.
I don't know. After a while, they're like, we're trying to piece it together. They caught the guy. I was like, the fact that the daughter had to figure all this out
Alone.
I'm like, by herself. I mean, I'm not a crazy detective, but I'm like, who would potentially want to harm the mom? Oh, did her ex-husband just get released?
Right.
Oh, was he arrested? Oh, look, these two are in prison together.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a 30-minute investigation right there.
It should be. Come
but
on.
you wouldn't have a movie.
You know
So
what? Get
I
Olivia
accept-
on the team.
Yes, it would have been done. Because after a while, I was like, oh, he was convicted. I'm like, they should have found him immediately.
Easy, yeah.
But I mean, I guess he was hiding out. I don't know. But I did think it was an interesting twist. For a second, I thought maybe he wasn't her dad. I couldn't quite figure out sometimes because I was like, that's her dad, right?
Yeah.
And then when he came back, I was like, is that her dad? I just forgot. I don't know what was going on. That was a little lost. But overall, I thought it was good. It was okay. They pieced that together.
I thought it was pretty good.
But I was so sad because like the mom and the would-be stepdad, I thought they were really cute together. And he was like, I have a path. He was playing her. I said, that's disgusting. And now look at you. And why would you do that for somebody? Because you got paid to do it?
I guess. I don't
I'm sorry.
know.
That's
What
a
happens in
lot.
prison? Maybe
You want
they're
me
really
to
close.
fake my own
I don't
kidnapping in Colombia?
know. Yeah, I don't.
No.
He was doing too much for sure. But I kind of pieced it together a little bit because I was like, as soon as they found out she had an alias, the mom did, I was like, I feel like she was running from something. And then I saw, I don't know if they said it, but it was like somebody was like from prison. And I was like, oh, I wonder if she's like involved with like putting someone away and they're like a witness protection program. So I kind of got there, not all the way, but I still really liked it. Now, the cool thing, if you're paying attention, if you were reading all the fucking little headliners or what are they called when they scroll down on the bottom?
Yeah.
Those things, because in the first movie they like had like hints in the background of what was going on. Apparently there's some kind of alien or like green light in this universe that keeps like coming down and interfering with different things. So if like you read in the background of like there'll be a
In
news
this movie
story
or the original?
in both movies.
Oh.
And so because it's in the same universe, and so if you watch like the little tickers that go by, it talks about a green light or like a green man or something. So I don't know what they're gonna do next.
Like maybe they'll do some kind of
like alien movie. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
like it's giving Cloverfield.
Right.
What if it kind of turns out and they're like, we created Cloverfield? Because that was all through the camera too, right?
It was through a camera like that, yeah.
And the aliens.
Honestly, Cloverfield was pretty good.
That was a good movie.
I liked it.
And I like the other one, Cloverfield Lane, or the second movie to that one.
With the girl from Final Destination.
Yes.
Yep. I think it was a good time. That was one of the movies I was going to bring up.
Oh, Cloverfield?
No, Missing.
Oh, yes. Back to that. But yeah, I finally saw that one because everybody said the twist is so good. And I was like, I'll watch it. And I thought it was acted, like I thought the main girl, she's in Euphoria, right? What's her name? I can't remember her name.
I think it's Stormy Reed or whatever.
Yes. I think she did a really good job.
She did.
So.
She was just the right amount of annoying as a teenager.
Right. I still liked her. Still got on her, you know,
was
the
like,
attitude.
Damn, tell your mom you love her.
I know. I was like, why are you so mad at her?
She's trying her best.
She was struggling. Her mom did go on this honeymoon right when it was around Father's Day. And she was
Which,
kind of sad.
that is pretty
I'm
unfortunate.
Like,
That's bad timing for sure. But it's like also like love your mom a little bit more.
Yes. One thing I can't stand is when people are like terrible to their parents. I mean, granted, I don't know what people go through, but when they're being a little bratty, I'm like, come on,
get it together.
But you know,
because
now
of my kid, why I oughta. It was great.
Like this. Oh, in the spirit of Black Mirror.
Ooh.
I found another anthology.
Ooh.
Called Oat Studios.
Oh, never heard.
It's on Netflix. Pretty good.
It's called Oat.
Oat, like oat milk. OAT. Oat Studios. And they have. Well, I'm kind of confused because this episode. Sorry. That I'm on right now, I watched all of them, but I'm literally playing another one and it's like a brand new one I haven't seen, so I kind of don't want to mess with it because I don't watch it.
Oh, so is it like weekly or? I'm
about to find out because there were 10 episodes. Some of them are together, like some of them are like part 1, part 2. Gotcha. But for the most part, it's an anthology, so they don't really have anything to do with each other. But it is like sci-fi. I'd say it's more sci-fi than Black Mirror. Like Black Mirror is more technology-ish generally, but this one is more sci-fi. So a lot of them have to do with aliens. Some of them are technology, but it's kind of more sci-fi. And they're pretty good. Like literally, I'm like, why are these not feature length films? But like the longest one is 20 something minutes.
Oh, so they're short.
Oh, they're short. Like it's 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Oh, they're short.
Oh, they're short. And I'm like, they're so well done. I'm so like some of these, I'm like, I need this to be a whole movie.
Dang.
They're pretty good. I like them a lot. Some of them are animation, some of them are not.
So different.
Yep. It's kind of like Love, Death, Robots a little bit. Like I would say it's between that and maybe Black Mirror. But just a different, I don't know how to describe the difference, but they definitely do a lot of alien stuff, which is like really, really good. Oh, I wish I could talk to you about some of them. So watch them. I watched it probably with all in like an hour or so.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, they're pretty.
I'm very interested now.
Get pretty violent. Like, you know, it's very sci-fi and stuff, but it was pretty good. I'm trying to think like what I could say to, and some are kind of funny. Like there's one that's kind of random, but it's like a cooking show, but the products they're always using go awry, but it's kind of comedy because they're kind of like, hi everybody, and it goes wrong and they're like, oh, but they like keep going. So that one was kind of like not super sci-fi.
So are the other ones like scary, like horror?
Some are a little more horror just because they have like aliens in them or something like, or one of them, it was kind of like back during the Vietnam War, and while they're over there they kind of encounter a non-human being, you know, just like this spirit, whatever. You'd have to watch, but that one was really good too. So kind of scary, kind of thriller actually. So definitely put that on your watch list, especially if you've already ran through Black Mirror.
Check that one out.
Yes, I was
like,
Oat, it's pretty
Studio.
Oat Studios. I watched it on the plane.
It's so ugly. Why do they call it that?
I don't know. But I really liked it, and I watched it on the plane, and it was like a violent scene. My mom was like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Get back!
Keep your eyes to yourself.
Get up my phone." So that one, I really did like.
That's cool. Look at us finding shows we like.
I know. I'm trying to see
possible.
More. It is. I'm trying to find more anthologies because I really do like them.
I do like anthologies too.
They're short,
I watched like American Horror Stories where it was like like different stories on each episode.
Is it related to American Horror Story, or is this completely different? Or not the same people?
I think it's made by the same person, but not like the same actors are in this.
It's not a part of that specific series.
Exactly. Okay. But those stories were kind of
not good.
They were lame, bro.
Okay.
That was my lame look.
Okay.
You're supposed to catch that telepathically.
Sorry.
Our blackness
couldn't say
isn't
if they
linking.
were like, oh, you're like good or you're like bad.
No.
We weren't doing the
we were not.
That was not the blackening. We wouldn't.
We would be dead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not black enough. We can't do look.
So I have an obsession
Oh no.
with Nicolas Cage.
Yes, that damn vampire movie, Dracula.
It's called Renfield. It was good. It was a good time. Anyways, I don't know what it is, but Tristan had never seen the National Treasure movies.
Oh, that is a disservice to
right.
America.
I know. Kick him out.
Yeah, everybody had to watch. I had to watch that in daycare like 8 times over.
Not in daycare.
Literally. When did that come out? I thought it was daycare.
You might have been a little too old for daycare.
Maybe not.
She 18?
I watched it somewhere in a class with kids, so it
Got
might have
you.
been in, I don't know, history probably. You know when they get lazy in history, teachers like, we're going to watch national.
This is history.
He's stealing the Declaration of Independence. History.
It's great. That movie is fantastic. So we watched those on New Year's Eve. Those are like that was his introduction into my Nicolas Cage obsession. But it honestly kind of started with this other one called like Willy Wonderland. I don't know. It was about animatronics coming to life and Nicolas Cage was fighting them. And he said not a damn word the entire movie. It was great. I've never seen anybody. Who do you know that could do that? Fight animatronics and not say a word? It was great.
Pretty intense.
So I'm like trying to like slowly watch his filmography, but it's a lot. He has a lot of movies. I did watch 2 this month. I watched Moonstruck, which is a comedy with Cher, you know.
Oh.
Do you believe? That was good.
Wow. Cher? Is Cher in the room with us right now?
But yeah, it was Cher and Nicolas Cage, they play love interests. It was a very weird movie, though, because basically what happened is Cher is engaged to this guy, and he goes off to Italy because his mom's dying. And he's like, hey, I need you to invite my brother to the wedding, but I can't talk to him because we're like feuding. And she's like, okay, cool. So she goes to see Nicolas Cage, aka the brother. And basically what happened is like the brother, Nicolas Cage, he blames his brother for the loss of his hand and the loss of his bride. So he was about to get married, and he works at like a bread bakery area, whatever. And his brother is like, hey, can you like slice me up some bread? And he's like, sure. And he wasn't paying attention, just sliced off his hand. And then this girl left him. So now he blames his brother for ruining his life. And so he takes his woman. He takes Cher.
Like romantically or physically takes her? Oh.
Well, they do. Not
I
that.
meant kidnap.
Yeah,
oh,
not
but he takes her.
He takes her to bed. It was crazy.
Okay.
It was weird. It was a weird movie. So they end up going on a date, and then she like finds out that her dad's cheating on her mom, and she's like, Dad, what are you doing? And then
But she's doing the same thing.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's very confusing. And then at the end, basically the guy that she's supposed to get married to, he comes back and he's like, we can't get married. And she's like, why? He's like, well, my mom, I was going to go tell her that we were getting married because she was dying, but then she ended up not dying. And I feel like if I tell her that we're getting married, she might die. And so he's like, we can't get married. And then Nicolas Cage is like, great, will you marry me? And that's how the movie ends. It was weird.
Oh,
not
okay.
a great time. Not my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, but it was very interesting.
Called Moonlight?
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was like a scene where Nicolas Cage is like talking about his hand. He's like, what about my hand? What about my wife? It was great.
I'm glad your obsession continues.
I loved it. And then the other movie I watched was The Flash, which
the recent Flash?
The Flash, yeah. The movie that just came out.
How was that?
It was fine. Ezra Miller is not my favorite person in the world. He's obviously a bad person, and I don't really agree with them keeping him in the DC universe. You know, he's not great.
Okay.
Oh, you don't know?
I was like, I know about that.
Oh, okay.
I thought, but I was wondering, is his acting still the same like in the
Absolutely,
other DC movie?
definitely. But there were some moments that were funny to me, and it was
Okay.
a fine time. But the CGI in the movie is really a problem. It looks awful. It looks like someone took a shit on it and put it in print. It looks bad.
Put it in print. Is it giving video game?
It's giving video game.
Yeah.
Like it's giving, I don't know if you saw The Mummy, but when The Rock was a Scorpion King in the second Mummy, it looks like that. It's like PS2 graphics quality.
Not PS2.
It's bad. So it looks bad. And there's lots of CGI in it. Like I thought it was just going to be the beginning. No, it was like literally the whole movie. Anyways, I was really excited because my coworker, he knows I'm obsessed with Nicolas Cage, and he was like, Kayli, I don't know if you know, but there's allegedly a cameo of Nicolas Cage in the Flash movie, and I started crying.
This is unhealthy, Kaylee.
Because
No, not because. Literally,
there's really
there's
no
no reason
excuse.
for this. I don't want to hear this.
But I was just so happy for him because he wanted to be Superman. He had like, there's like pictures
Are
of
you
him.
gonna cry right now?
No, maybe. I'm obsessed with him. But I don't want to know too much about him because I'm afraid of like something happens. Like, you know, like whenever you look up to your heroes and they do something bad and then you can't have them as your hero anymore.
Oh.
I just know
I think
him.
he was already like gotten on about being problematic or something.
I mean,
like
he's
that.
crazy. He's weird.
Oh,
he like literally bought like a tomb for himself already. And
That's not that crazy.
I mean, it's a little weird. It's like a pyramid in New Orleans.
Okay.
Like a whole
Is
tomb.
he from New Orleans?
I don't think so.
I was like, is it a familial thing?
I don't think so. I
Okay,
think it's
never
just
mind.
Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
But anyways, he wanted to be Superman. There was like talks of a movie coming up with Tim Burton because he did Batman, the one with Michael Keaton in it, which I also watched, which was also very weird. Anyways, but he was supposed to be Superman, and there's pictures of him in the Superman suit and everything, but they never made the movie.
Oh.
He's obsessed with Superman. He named his kid Kal-El, which is like Superman's real name.
Oh, really?
Like he loves Superman. And so
Okay.
he was finally Superman in this movie. And it happened at the very end. And I was like, oh my God, that's my man. He's like actually becoming like he's Superman. He did the whole powers and everything. It was CGI and looked bad. But I was like, that's
But
Nicolas
it's there.
Cage.
Was it one of those multiverse things again?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was like another version of Superman.
Because the whole movie is like basically the Flash is fucking with time because he wants to save his parents, and so he like goes back into time. He runs really fast and he gets into another universe where his mom's still alive, and then
So another multiverse-ish movie.
yep. But then he
When
like keeps
does
fucking
it
with shit.
end?
It doesn't end. He keeps fucking with shit, and that's when we see different glimpses of different Supermans and different Batmans. And
And that okay.
yeah,
Wasn't
but
it?
that's why we have Michael Keaton comes back as Batman in this movie because he's in a different timeline. But I've never seen the original Batman with Michael Keaton in it, and it was weird. It was a very weird movie. But
At least you've never seen it.
before that, after that, we ended up watching it.
It's the gateway.
It was the gateway
Okay.
because it's Tristan's favorite, so I was like, might as well watch it.
Okay.
Watch where it came from.
That was Tim Burton's, right? Okay.
But yeah,
Interesting.
those are the two filmography I've done. Filmography study
you.
of Nicolas Cage.
The documentary. You need to make a little documentary about that.
I just it's one of those things where he's like once in a lifetime. We're never gonna get another Nicolas Cage.
That
Once
is true.
he's gone, it's over. And it's like he's just so weird, and no one else can do it like him. There will never be any people will be like, oh, he's trying to be like Nicolas Cage, but no one will be Nicolas.
So what about Nicolas Cage? I'm not understanding.
What about him?
What specifically about him are you just obsessed with? Like
I love his acting.
his acting?
Yeah.
What about his? I thought it was normal. I don't know. Like I'm not.
Oh, it's definitely not.
Well, I mean, in the National Geographic,
Not National Geographic.
in that movie, he seemed like he was acting
That
normal.
one is like his most normal role.
So you
for
need to
sure.
send me some abnormal ones to watch.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so I think that's about it. And then yeah, just whatever comes. I feel like there's such a now there's such just movies everywhere.
There is.
They're
There's
just
always something to
popping
watch.
up. Netflix is coming out with like 10 movies a week.
It's true.
So sometimes I don't know if it's like oversaturated.
Absolutely.
You think so? It's just like too much
Absolutely.
going on.
There's
Well, how are
too
they
much,
making
and then-
money anymore?
Well, that too. I don't know
How?
either. I don't know.
I know it can't be subscription based because that's only a set amount of money a month.
And
So
they're
how
trying
are
to
they
get
making
more money
money?
from that by
They
having
just
everyone
keep
have their
increasing
own.
the prices because I don't know how this works because I'm like, where are they getting all this money to pay
I think
these
that's
people?
where the whole strike is coming from too. It's like
The writers are not getting paid enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. They need to get paid. Come on. I got shows to watch. Pay these people. Thank you. Stop being stubborn with your money. Somebody has it. But I do hope they get their money and I support them and you take y'all's time because I get it. It's hard out here. What was I going to say about that? Oh, I was watching, I think it was Mark Wahlberg. He was talking about how back in the day when they would release a movie, the movies, like they get money from the box office, which was a big money maker for them. And then he said they would get another big, like more money from when the DVD or back in the day VCR was released.
But now you're not
So
doing that
no, they were saying they actually don't have a lot of money for a lot of the ideas that they have anymore. It's very cutthroat now and they aren't able to like put as much into certain things. So
Yeah, streaming has ruined it. Take it out. Take it back.
yeah, I do like streaming for some things, but I think, I don't know. I
For
do
old
miss
shows, that's what I like. For completed series, it's like nice to have it all in one place. You don't have to buy a DVD of all of them
Yeah,
or
you just
rent
have
them or anything.
archived.
Yeah, it's great. But like for like the new stuff, like I could see why people are like upset. They're not making as much money as they used to. Well, who is? Get
Somebody
in line, Buck.
Oh.
What was that? Oh.
What was that?
No, it was just
Talk about it.
that was me being a little boomer. Pull your
little boomer.
Anyways,
Full circle.
exactly. But some shows I've watched. One was pretty good. It's called From, which I've been telling you to watch.
Watched the first episode.
Oh, you did? No bueno?
It was so cheesy.
Well,
It was it was pretty bad. Like my dad was like, I can't watch this.
listen,
I forgot. Does it get better?
the acting, no. But the story is intriguing.
Okay, because I was like, we were watching and I was like, everyone says it's good. Everybody says it's good. So maybe we're being extra picky, but I just remember there were some lines happening and we were just like,
the acting is ass. I'm telling you right now, it's not good. There's multiple things. Like, I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. But the story is intriguing and that's what keeps me watching.
So I want a little bit of spoiler here.
You want some spoiler?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just about what the monsters are. Like, what do
the monsters are? I don't know.
You probably don't fully know.
Still don't.
But are they people that they know? Because I know in the first episode, spoiler, the grandma was like, hey, and then her mom was like, that's not grandma. So I didn't know if it's like dead people that have come back.
Even the daughter was like, you're not my grandma. She was like, oh, just let me in. I don't know. She was stupid. But
and then the guy came back and they're like, you should have bolted the door. You weren't
he
here.
slapped the shit out of that man. He said, bitch.
Well, yeah. Well, I was like, does it matter if he was home sober? They still weren't bolted.
Yeah.
They've been not bolted. Why
Yeah.
are we getting mad at him now?
It's true. Yeah, the acting is so-so. The mystery is intriguing. I don't know who the people are that are there. They're the same people that come every night. So
so it's not.
It's always the same.
It's the same people every time though. They come. They only come at night.
Yep.
Do they burn in the sun?
No.
Or they just don't come out at night?
They don't come out in
the
day.
daytime. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they come out at night strictly.
Okay, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And these people are just stuck here.
Yep.
And they can't get out.
They haven't found a way out.
They haven't flown.
The coop? No.
Okay.
I still don't know anything, honestly. Like the second season just ended. They have come out with the news that they're doing a third. I don't know when that one's coming out. Mm-hmm. But the second season, I say something was revealed, but then it's like, I don't know what's really going on. I still don't know what's really going on.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I hope they wrap it up in like 2 or 3 seasons.
Well, the second season did not wrap up shit. So
I hate when they do that.
That's why I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen in the third. I'm hoping we'll like finally conclude.
The second season at least good? Because I feel like it's not satisfying if we just can't, if we're just not figuring anything out.
I didn't love the second season. I think the first season was really good.
Okay.
Storyline lies. Like I said, the acting is really
Storyline lies?
Storyline lies.
I literally said that the other day.
Storyline lies?
Yeah. Like I've mixed everything up. But
I think you should give it a chance. Just watch a few more episodes. It does get there. It's very intriguing.
Also, shout out to Severance. I don't think I talked about it on here before. Have you watched Severance?
No.
Please watch Severance. If I at least watched the first episode of From, you can watch the first episode of Severance.
Okay.
You will not regret it. That was like one of the best shows. It was so good.
I'll check it out because everybody on TikTok also talks about that show.
So good.
It's probably better than From.
Oh, yeah, no, easily. Now, no, it's pretty intriguing. I mean, now the mystery is probably really good because you're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? This one, still a mystery, but in a different way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not as like what's going on, but it's really good. Great acting, great story, like great everything. Yeah. And apparently, due to the writing strike, the second season, has been pushed back. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really hoping
they come back with it.
I do want them to come back with it, obviously, but I'm really hoping that they let the writers write it. Please, like,
don't touch it. Just let them do the work.
Let them do it, because I hear every time there's a writer strike, shows, and I'm like, no, please don't do that. I'm going to freaking cry. Please, Severance was so good. This is what happens to me, Kaylee. This is what always happens to me. I find a show that I like.
You fall in love with the show.
I fall in love with the show. And then the second season is an absolute disappointment.
Ooh.
Or they discontinue it. I think I finish completely, like, finish shows. I think I finish maybe 10% of all the shows that I start. 10 to 20% of shows. I do not finish shows.
Dang. Why? Just because it gets bad?
They bore me, or it just isn't. They lock me in with the first season, and I cannot.
It doesn't have that spark again after that.
It just falls. That's what happened with me in Stranger Things. I got to the third season. People told me, and people still tell me I need to watch the latest season. I just couldn't. It just got too much. I love the first season of Stranger Things because of simplicity, and then I could tell if they just started like trying to add stuff on to try. And to me, it just kind of, I just wasn't a super fan of it, the direction. But apparently, the fourth season is really, really, really good. So it's like things like that. So sometimes I think when I first watch it, I feel like a lot of shows nowadays, especially with streaming, we've talked about this. Like the first season is really solid. They had a really great idea, and they're like, "Oh crap, we get another season. Like, what do we do?" Yeah. And I'm sure not all of them do that, but sometimes I can tell that they're now. It's like they're trying too hard.
It's true.
How can we make it great? I'm like, just keep the simplicity. Less is more, which I think is why I like what I like about Severance. Mm-hmm. It's not too much. It's just enough mystery, just enough, but enough going on. Like it's a pretty intense storyline, but it's like very simple. It's very good. Please, Kayli. It's only like 45 minutes.
Then you need to give From another chance.
I am. I already said that before we made this deal.
Okay.
So go ahead and watch Severance for me. Go to watch it this weekend. I expect an update, and we'll see if Kayli likes it on the next episode because we're an hour and 10 in, so we probably need to wrap it up.
I did want to bring up one more show.
One more, okay.
The last show I want to talk to you about, I watched The Idol.
The whole thing?
Yes. I can't believe I spent 5 hours or however long watching this stupid ass show.
Well, I'm glad you did, so you can come talk about it because I didn't watch it at all.
So basically, it's about what is her fucking name? Jocelyn. She had a tough year. Basically, her mom passed away, and like I don't know what really happened. They don't really talk about it, but apparently she's trying to come back. And so, but she's really struggling. She's struggling without her mom being there. Mm-hmm. And then she meets Tedros, which is the Weeknd's character. Mm-hmm. And he's like a manager, or he like owns a club. And I don't know what else he does. Like, I don't know if he's like super in the music industry, if he knows people, and that's about it. But he has like found talent with other people from like the streets or whatever. Okay. He comes in contact with folks. He knows how to like get their talent, blah, blah, blah. He knows people basically. Okay. And they start working together and they fall in love, and it's really gross. I think in the very beginning, all the first 4 episodes was about Tedros being very controlling and dominating over Jocelyn. Basically, he was like, "Oh, tell me about your mom." And she's like, "I don't really want to talk about it." And it was in front of all these people, like probably a group of 6 people, and she knew 2 of them. And he was like, "No, tell us all." She's like, "I don't want to talk about it in front of everybody." He's like, "Go ahead." He was like, "Well, from the age of 3, she like abused me with like, she would beat me with the hairbrush to get me like to remember my lines and to remember this and to remember that." And he was like, "And you missed the motivation." And she's like, "Yeah, I do." And so he beats her with the hairbrush. And then like, it's like different things like that where he's very manipulative and like he's very sexual to her. And like they're in front of like all these people, like a producer and her team and a whole bunch of people, and she's singing a song, and they're like, "Oh, well, this part's good, but like we wish you could get here instead." And he's like, "I know how to get her there." And he starts fingering her in front of everybody so she sings correctly, but she's really just fucking moaning on the mic. First of all, the music of this shit was fucking trash. I hated every song I listened to. It was grating in my ears. It was awful. But basically, we just see a whole bunch of sex scenes. This is the Weeknd's character. He's an awful piece of shit human. I don't like him. And then at the end, they try to twist it on us, make us feel something for him. Basically, she finds out that it was all, the way that they met was like all like a ploy. Like he's been plotting on trying to get into Jocelyn's life, and she thought it was more organic. And so she thought that he kind of lied to her. Because basically what happens, she goes to a club with her backup dancer. And he like sees her and he's like, "Oh my God, is that Jocelyn?" And he like dances with her, and that's how they meet. But the backup dancer knew Tedros, and she like brought her to the club on purpose, and he's been following her.
The dancer was in on it.
Exactly. So she felt betrayed. And so she wanted to get Tedros out of her life after them doing a whole bunch of fucked up shit together. And so she gets her people to like basically get him out of her life by having us like a reporter write this article about all of the things that he's done. Like he abused his ex-girlfriend, like kept her like he kidnapped her in her house and all this kind of stuff. He was like a pimp at some point. Like he's a bad person. So everybody knows
this is all real.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not a good person. Anyways, the end is like the team celebrating that they ruined this guy, but they were able to get all the talent that he scouted, and they're making money off of it. Now they have Jocelyn, and she's like on this big tour, and this is all really because of Tedros, because he was able to get the music out of her. Tedros comes back, and he's invited, like he has like a back pass to go backstage to go talk to Jocelyn, and like he ends up talking to her, and you find out that the abuse that she said that her mom did to her was not real.
Okay.
She lied about that. And like that was like one of the big selling points of her tour. Like she told everybody, like her fans, like she was like, hey guys, I was abused, like this is what's going on, blah blah blah, to get people to buy the tickets. And then it turns out that like she's a mass manipulator and she's like controlling Tedros now. One thing I saw is that there was like an original person who's supposed to make this, and it was like a whole different type of story.
Yep, I heard about that.
And then The Weeknd and the guy from Euphoria, like they came in and they said it had too much of a female perspective, and then they rewrote the show as it is now.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out what the point is. So
that's what the fuck I'm trying to figure out.
Because I'm like,
because what was the point? It went one way for 4 episodes, and then it was like, haha, she was lying. She was never abused, I guess. I don't know.
But that's my thing. So she only got upset and wanted revenge once she figured out that Tedros, I'm sorry. Tetris wasn't genuine.
Right.
But had she not figured that out, she would have kept,
I don't know,
being manipulated.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my thing. I'm like, so, because to me, if she's in power the whole time, she would have always have been gonna get him, right?
Right.
But it seemed like she was only gonna get him when
because
something happened to her.
Yeah.
But if she's a master manipulator, what if they had met organically and that was never an issue? She just likes to pretend to be. What was the end game? What was she gonna do?
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out.
And so at the very end, she like is about to perform, and she's like, hey guys, like I want to introduce you to the love of my life, and her whole team's there and the audience, and she's like, Tedros, come out. And they're like, what the fuck, we thought we got rid of this guy. And then she's like, now you're mine forever. And like that's the ending.
And then goes back to pretend being abused.
I don't know.
I feel like the dynamics kind of thrown off after that.
And now like The Weeknd's over here like looking scared and shit. I'm like, am I supposed to feel bad for him? Because I don't. He's a shitty person.
So now she's gonna beat him with a hairbrush?
I don't know.
Okay.
Exactly. It was 5 episodes of basically porn. That's really what it was.
And then they were like,
and it was
but don't worry, she's not a victim. She's empowered.
Right. Exactly.
She's really the
there's
villain.
a female perspective that they wanted at the end.
Okay. I mean, I'm honestly not gathering this. I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, you have to do it a very specific way with twists. I mean, there has to be hints. There has to be, that's literally why, but if you're not gathering that, and then I'm just confused about her motive from what you've told me.
Right. I don't know either.
That doesn't make sense to me, because the only reason why she got mad is because of that. So I'm just like, if that never happened, would she ever have come out and been like, just kidding? Was it her plan the whole time and he just expedited the plan?
Yeah, I have no idea.
To me, I need to know that. What's her motivation for this at all?
Yeah.
Because you can't say it's because she wasn't getting revenge at first.
No.
Right? So what's her motive then?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I will
and now
not
they're in love
be watching it. Thank you.
And everything. And it was cringy. Like the sex scenes were so
Not
like,
for you.
Want me to explain one to you?
Okay.
Let me see if you get all warm and juicy. Not juicy. Not on my couch. No. Anyways.
Not in these pants.
So basically he blindfolds the girl, Jocelyn, The Weeknd does, and he sits her on the bed.
Starting off good.
And then he walks across the room. So he's not anywhere close to her. And he's like telling her to touch herself, like, touch her neck and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then he's like, now imagine me licking your with my fat tongue. As soon as he said that, I was like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
You said fat?
It's just something about the gathering of those words together. It was
you know what? Sexy talk is very, very hard to do.
And you're trying to do it on TV where it's like already not believable. You know what I mean? And like, okay. I've been listening to a few romance books and like they do this sexy talk too, and it makes me cringe. Like I remember one time he was talking about her vagina looking like a sweet potato. I was like, bitch, get the fuck out of my face.
Not a microwave when you cut it in half. That's real Pacific.
I was disgusted.
At least it wasn't a baked potato. A baked bean. At least it was a sweet,
But it was just, you know what? It wasn't for me. And like, he was like, he said like the F slur a few times. He said the R word a few times, like The Weeknd did.
Because bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. But then like at the end, he was being manipulated. So was he a bad guy? I don't fucking know what.
You felt like they're trying to be like, he's a victim.
Right. Exactly.
You go, no, terrible person number 1.
Terrible person number 2.
terrible, questionable. We on our motos. Person number 2. But it's a limited series, right? So we're not expected to get.
There better not be
season
another
2.
fucking season.
I thought it
2.
was just limited because they're like it's gonna just be the show. This
I'll
summer.
find Abel himself and call me Kane.
You are. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Because Kane is the.
Yeah.
Boop, I think. Yes.
Yeah, Kane kills his brother. And that's the Weekend's name, if you didn't know.
Yes.
That's why I made the joke.
Very, very interesting. So I will have to
not watch it.
Definitely not watch that one. Now I need to know what it was going to be originally.
That's what people are saying. They're like, we need to see the other version.
They have it, right?
I'm like,
release.
I don't think they did.
Leak. But the writer's strike, somebody mad. Release it.
But the fact that they said this has too much of a female perspective and they like scratched it and like redid the whole show. Like, what does that even mean for it to have a female
whose perspective was it?
At that point, I don't even know who the fuck Jocelyn was. Because if she was lying about everything, then like I don't even know who that bitch was.
That's the point. Ooh,
she's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but then I'm supposed to cheer for the Weekend's character because he was awful.
Well, was it from the male's perspective? Doesn't sound like it was from any perspective. It was just, I mean, like I said, I didn't watch it, but what you're telling me, it sounds like it was just showing.
It was just doing whatever the fuck it wanted to. That's really what it wanted to do.
That's why I was like, I need to see what the original one was going to be.
But yes, that's all. That's all I've seen.
Okay.
The month of June was something.
It was definitely more than I thought. I'm Delulu.
Delulu. It is midnight. It is midnight.
It's time to go. But yes.
Let us know what y'all been watching the past month.
Exactly.
Let us know.
What did y'all watch? What do you recommend?
What do you recommend? What did you think about the things that we watched?
Yes.
Let us know. Did you like From? I know it wasn't great.
My card is full.
What are we supposed to do?
Just wrap it up. Just put something over my leg.
Oh, we'll just have your little voice.
And then just keep yours. Huh?
We can still hear your voice.
I'm here. Help.
Help.
Anyways. My cheap camera ran out of memory. Actually, that's just my memory card. Not my camera. I apologize.
Yeah. Be nice to your camera. She's trying her hardest.
Sorry.
Anyways, but yes, thank you so much for listening to us ramble on. Let us know how your month of June went. Happy Pride, happy Pride, happy Pride.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like this randomness, then you can check us out on Instagram at Hayley and Kayli. We also have a TikTok at Press Podcast. We have a website at Press Podcast too. And we also have a Gmail at presspodcast@gmail.com. So contact us everywhere. Look at us everywhere. We also have YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
I like that.
Also, let us know what you thought down in the comments about everything that we talked about, chatted about. Apartments, crazy, right? Frogs, wild, right? Shows, crazy. But yeah, until next time.
Bye.
It's hard wrapping up by myself.
I know. You're doing great.
Thanks. God, I'm sweating.
So dark in here.
Help. Let me out.
Help. Bye.
Are you comfortable?
I'm very comfy.
Great.
I hope I don't look too comfortable. I'm just laying back.
Just
lean back. I lean back.
You definitely just
It's a little too comfortable.